A shocking one that's come to light here of an IPS officer who's been pushed to the brink of suicide. Even an IPS officer could not escape cyber criminals. Former IPS officer Amar Singh Chahal allegedly shot himself in Patiala after being cheated of nearly 8.1 crores in cyber fraud. He's currently hospitalized in critical condition. Police say a handwritten note was recovered from the spot. In fact, that's the note there that they found. In it, Chahal has claimed that he was systematically conned by cyber criminals posing as professional wealth managers, that they were promising to manage his wealth, to invest, reinvest, and give him good returns. And after much of that conversation, he was conned of nearly 8 crores. According to the note, the fraudsters contacted him through WhatsApp and Telegram groups, calling themselves F777 DBS Wealth Equity Research Group. They falsely claimed links with the DBS Bank and its top management. The group promised unusually high returns through stock trading, IPO investments, and so-called advance funds. To gain trust, they showed Chahal fake online dashboards displaying huge profits. Once he was convinced, he was pushed to invest larger sums of money and often, when he tried to withdraw the money, the scamsters demanded more service charges, taxes and processing fees, running into crores of rupees. He got sucked into it and finally realized that he was conned of 8 crores. Despite making all the payments through bank transfers, not a single rupee was refunded. That's his grouse, that all that money was paid through banks, but yet he wasn't able to retrieve his money once he found out that he was conned. In the note addressed to the Punjab DGP, Gaurav Yadav, Chahal says the scam was highly organized, involving multiple bank accounts and people likely associated with banks. He's requested a special investigative team now or a central agency probe to track the money trail while he battles for his life at a hospital. The former officer has also written about severe financial losses and emotional distress, now apologizing to his family and colleagues. He's, in fact, wanting responsibility to be pinned. Who are these fraudsters? He wants and requests for them to be arrested with immediate effect. Investigations now are underway into both the shooting incident and the cyber fraud. Police are examining the note, bank records and digital evidence as well to see how far the scam has run, how many more people may have been conned. But pushing an IPS officer to the brink of suicide. That's really the nail on the coffin. We're looking at cybercrime cases growing in might in India. Such cases are dime a dozen, but an IPS officer could not tell the difference. That's the sad part, a tragic one here indeed. Let me bring in Kanishk Gaur, founder, India Future Foundation cybersecurity expert, joining us, IPS Gurinder Singh Dhillon, former ADGP Law and Order. Let me bring in IPS Gurinder Singh Dhillon. Sir, sad to hear about Amar Singh Chahal, former IPS officer. He's currently battling for his life. Thankfully, he survived. But imagine even a police officer not escaping cyber criminals. It's shocking. Give us the sentiment that the fraternity at this point is going through.
Good evening, Nabila, and good evening to News9 viewers. Yes, it is very sad, very damaging incident. And incidentally, we are colleagues. We are neighbors. Our houses are just 500 meters apart in Patiala. And when I came to know about this incident, I immediately rushed to hospital where he was admitted. And thankfully, after the shot in the chest, he was immediately shifted to hospital, which is just nearby. In 2-3 minutes, he was in the hospital. They were prepared and they intervened. And lastly, about 1 hour back, surgery has been conducted, and he is stable. And doctors have assured us that surgery was successful. They will keep him under observation for another 12 years. And as colleagues, as friends, brothers, it is satisfying. I met the family, Mrs. Chahal, his son. He has only one son, his daughter-in-law. So it was quite an emotional scene. But in the evening, there is a satisfaction that he's safe. But at the same time, it is very, very damaging that such a fraud, cybercrime, financial chaos, a retired IPS officer who himself served in field, who have dealt all such cases in his life, he is caught in such a compelling circumstances that ultimately, after writing a detailed note, he attempted a suicide. Thankfully, he's secure, he's safe for the time being, and we pray that it was his birthday also today, so it is like a second life. Such a strange event. We know each other for almost 3 decades.
That's very
Uh,
unfortunate.
it's
He's
very
survived.
unfortunate.
He's thankfully survived this attack. That's what we are thankful for. But imagine the distress and the depression that he's gone into after losing 8 crores. That may have been all his life savings, sir.
Yes, not only life-saving, he was caught in such a whirlpool of this trap that as per the note, he took money from his friends and relatives to invest in this financial instrument, whichever was presented to him.
How did he get
But
sucked into this so easily without cross-checking, all online?
see, this is online. Yes, it is on online and other details because today there was no time in the hospital. I was there for 2, 3 hours. It was not time to discuss, but whatever has been written, it appears to be a very, very planned, very systemic and intelligent operation by these fraudsters that a person like Amar Singh Chahal, a retired IPS officer, he remained in earlier in Air Force and then he joined state police. So it appears to be quite a well calculated operation they carried, and I'm sure that Patiala police, who has been given the this letter note, have started the investigation, and I will request them that he has written to DG Punjab also that they take this to a logical conclusion and all the people involved are taken care of. An example is set that nobody else gets into such a trap.
I believe that Chahal has also written in his alleged suicide note that he invested 4 crores of his own money and rest borrowed from relatives and friends. So I'm still a little, it's beyond me as to how a man of his stature has gone into investing money to the tune of 8 crores.
Nabila?
Borrowing from relatives and family without actually having to see the person face to face. He's done it all online, been influenced to such an extent that he went through this entire process of investing online without meeting the people once? Or do you believe that he may have even met some fraudsters?
See, Nabila, one point is very clear that the minute details of all what happened with him, it can be investigated by the state police,
Yeah.
by the district police. But I do presume that the one drawback in this was that he probably kept many of these things to his chest. And if he had taken money from his friends, he may have talked something to them. But at last moment, when he was caught in such a situation, he probably wrote a letter. There was a sufficient time he took in writing that letter. But I am still like you. I am still not. I can't understand that as I knew him very well, how can he get into this trap, and how can he ultimately indulge into a situation where he was willing to take his life? Thankfully, with the grace of God, it was day for his family, and God saved him for his family.
How many kids does he have who are there in his family?
Oh, they live together, his wife, his son, and daughter. So he has only one son. His wife is a very religious lady. She's a very strong lady. Otherwise, she's anchor of the house. And his only son, both son and daughter-in-law are working. And incidentally, they were in other room doing work from home when they heard the fire. And in the meanwhile, the shot. And first they felt it may be like a cracker. But then when the police entered, because he has, before attempting suicide, he had informed the police, and incidentally, local SHO was just about 300, 400 meters away. and he came on time, and he was taken immediately to the hospital. And hospital is this house of this officer, my friend, is just at the back of that hospital.
Oh my God, that's really shocking to hear. The family thought it was a firecracker, is it? They didn't rush. They only found out when a cop entered.
Yeah, it is normal. They were working on their computers and in their room, and he was in his room. And they thought at the outset, they thought that it's probably a cracker, because there are two marriage palaces nearby where all these crackers keep on going even at night, against the rules also. But here the point was that when the police entered, they were able to this thing. I am very happy that the police person, SHO, local SHO, he immediately took to the call, and he entered the house and took the officer to the hospital.
I'm going to play the police investigating this case, his reaction to the media as soon as this incident came to light. Before I go to Kanishk, let's hear it.
ਸਾਡੇ ਰਿਟਾਇਰਡ ਆਈਜੀ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਮਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਚਾਹਲ ਦੇ ਦੋਸਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਡਾਕੂਮੈਂਟ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਨੋਟ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸੁਸਾਈਡ ਕਮਿਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਈ, ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਸਰਨਡ SHO, ਕੰਸਰਨ DSP ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਖੁਦ ਇੱਥੇ ਫਟਾਫਟ ਘਰ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੰਜਰਡ ਹਾਲਾਤ 'ਚ ਦੇਖਿਆ, ਔਰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਪਾਰਕ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ 'ਚ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਆਏ ਆ। ਤਾਂ ਔਰ ਜੋ ਮੌਕਾ ਵਾਰਦਾਤ ਉੱਤੇ ਨੋਟ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਰਾਮਦ ਕਰ ਲਏ ਨੇ, ਔਰ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਦੱਸਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕ੍ਰਿਟੀਕਲ ਨੇ। ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ CT ਸਕੈਨ ਔਰ ਬਾਕੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ, ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਾਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੌਰਾਨੇ ਤਫਤੀਸ਼ ਆ, ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਉਹ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਣਗੀਆਂ।
All right, we heard the police who says that he himself reached his house and rushed him to the hospital. Had he not done that, the family also wouldn't have known. They heard a sound, they thought it was a gunshot and moved on until the cops knocked at their door. Kanish Gaur, we are still aghast, believing that, to believe that an IPS officer fell into this trap is very hard. Why don't you tell us the modus operandi? How do they manage to sort of fool a person of his stature, make him so vulnerable that he's tied to a loop, that he's forced to believe that he has money in taxes that he's spending, money in interest that he's spending, and he's constantly paying that price. How is it so easy for these people to crack into high-profile individuals?
Sure. Thank you for bringing me in. I have investigated such cases in the past, so I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
First, you will receive a WhatsApp message from someone claiming to be a wealth manager from a proper bank like DBS. And they would have a DBS logo saying, I'm your wealth manager and I want to get in touch with you regarding a new wealth management scheme that we have opened. And then this person would ask them to get on a call and then send a link. And once this link is sent, he would say that you will have to log into a portal. So a fake website is created where people will see that other people are investing and getting returns up to 30 to 40 or even 50%. Right? Once this is done, people are social engineered into believing that they would get return, and this is a safe scheme which is launched by Reserve Bank of India, and it is something which is being regulated by Government of India. Now the key part here is, when people ask how they can monitor it, they will say that their number will be added to a Telegram group where there are other investors which are also there. And the other investors would show that every day they are getting returns up to 40%, 50%, which creates a FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, what happens is, as soon as you invest money in this platform, initially you will get returns which are fabulous, and it will be very hard to believe. And then people are lured by this financial wealth manager to invest in more money. And as soon as keep on you investing in more money, you would see better return, right? But the moment you try withdrawing the money, that is when you realize that it's a scam. And that usually happens after the third and fourth time where you have invested money. So when you reach out to the wealth manager, there will be another WhatsApp account where they will say there is a virtual assistant. Now this virtual assistant, we say that there is a withdrawal fees which you will have to pay, and that withdrawal fees is significantly higher. So that's another trap, that you will end up investing more money, asking from more money from your friends and family. So by that time, you have already invested maybe certain crores depending on your wealth status. and then you will go and ask for more money for a withdrawal, and that's when you realize it is actually a scam. Now the biggest issue is the reason they take you to Telegram is because on Telegram you remain anonymous. You
Yeah.
can't find who's running the scam. So the people who are added in group are all scamsters. They are all scamsters who are working together, and these accounts are created specifically for duping high profile individuals. They do profiling of retired professionals, looking at how much money they have, what is the kind of money they have invested in, and appear like a wealth manager. Now, I can tell you where these pockets
Appear
are
like a wealth
actually coming
manager.
from.
I would
So these
believe that a
pockets are
police officer, a man of his stature, would ideally want to ask to meet the person face to face at least once.
See, in the post-COVID world, most of the wealth and managers in top banks don't meet people, I can tell you. All the conversations happen via Zoom calls, team calls, or video calls. Post-COVID, most of the wealth managers don't meet. And a lot of times people say that you will have an AI-based virtual assistant, right? And most of the things are done based on the trust. The social engineering aspect is they will find out where this person holds a bank account. So they will already identify. So in this scenario, they would have already identified that the respective police person holds a bank account in this particular bank and then
So
appear
basically,
as a
you're
wealth
saying they
manager
would
on
have
that.
vetted his profile in advance. It's not like as if they stumbled upon his portfolio.
No.
They have been tracking him and studying the person that he is, understanding how much he has, trying to hack into his accounts, right?
Yes.
Do you believe that they already knew he has that kind of money?
Yes,
How?
they basically first go out to banks to fish out information who are high net worth individuals, looking at even finding out the returns they file, the assets they hold, and then this is done. So this is targeted campaigns which are run specifically on retired people. This include retired IPS, IS, IFS, even retired generals from the Indian Army or Indian Air Force. So this is targeted, which is done specifically. I have investigated cases where people have lost up to 22 crore rupees. Retired people who have lost 22, 25 crore rupees. So I can tell you this is targeted and this is done by organized cyber criminal gangs. One which operate in India from Mewat, Jamtara, Noon, Bharatpur. These are the belts where they originate from. The moment you try and go to these places, these people have already run away. Then you have mule accounts. Mule accounts which are set up in name of fake business accounts. So the money is not transferred to one account but multiple accounts. The trails are even go up to 10 to 12 accounts and the money is moved and transferred from different parts of the country. Now in
Tell me
places
one
where the
thing, Kanishk, why do he was pushed to commit suicide? Thankfully, he survived. But why aren't the banks able to help here? Why he
So-
says that all the transactions have happened through banks, but I'm not able to access 1 rupee.
because fake accounts are set up. Now, what happens in rural parts of India? People sell away their digital identity and their bank accounts are run by someone else. So, in a rural part of Bihar or Jamtara, in Jamtara, people would have given their IDs, Aadhaar IDs, and someone else would be running these accounts. And these are mule accounts. The money is moved from one account to another account at a very fast pace. So, it is very difficult from the bank to find out that if the money is still lying in that bank account and it is from one particular bank to another bank, right? And these are done at a very fast pace. So you won't be able to find the trail of the money. And a lot of these accounts are done in a manner that they would appear in form of legitimate companies. They would be trust, not-for-profit accounts. They would be retail companies in the names of a lot of retail businesses which are run. And all of these are fake KYCs which are created. So mule accounts are set up specifically for doing these kinds of scams, right? So ideally, there would be mule accounts up to 10 to 12 mule accounts through which payments are moved. And at the last minute, the payments are moved to crypto. So as soon as the money is moved through a crypto channel, it becomes anonymous. So it's a full trail which is there. So if we have to investigate such scams, first we have to shut down these mule accounts through which money movements happen. You have to stronger the KYC checks which bank have to do. Lot of time people give away with their Aadhaar just for 500, 300, 1000 rupees, and then those are used for doing fake KYC checks and fake bank account setup. So that is one of the biggest issues we find in this country.
You know, but Aadhaar is the most compromised. Everyone asks for an Aadhaar copy of your Aadhaar. Just about everyone. Anywhere. Whatever booking you do, you're expected to produce your Aadhaar. It's the most compromised, but also the most bankable. You have every agency that relies on your Aadhaar. What do you think can be done there? Should there not be better safeguards? Everyone is asking for your Aadhaar and you're supposed to give it so easily. You don't even know if it's being misused.
Your biometrics are changed with Aadhaar. So the person who appears to be doing the biometric would be a different person versus who's holding the Aadhaar. The pictures are changed to appear legitimate. So the last mile of Aadhaar has to be strengthened to ensure the KYC checks which are done is done in the right manner. People today have fake Aadhaar cards which are used specifically for buying fake SIMs for setting up new accounts. This is one of the biggest issues. So the checks around your KYC needs to be strengthened. At least one with UIDI, Aadhaar, and with the banks who are running some of these scams. That is one of the biggest issues. Otherwise, people create fake identities and then have mule accounts and money is run
Right now, and it's become alarmingly common, and pushing an IPS officer to the brink of suicide. It's just tragic. I thought it was important enough to lead with this story today. A final word, IPS Gurinder Singh Dhillon, on why this can't be cracked down. It's your police officer. It's someone who served in the department. He's right now battling for life. He's in distress. Can't the entire police department come together and put your foot down? If there's a way to bring the money back or crack down on the perpetrators, something that you can do to ensure justice for this man.
Nabila, I totally agree with it. Patiala police and state police has the responsibility now to crack this case and take this case to a logical conclusion, because the fraudsters, the cyber fraud people, they have targeted one of their own colleagues. It's not that somebody else, if it had been there, they would not do it. But here is an example setting where they need to set up, take it to logical conclusion and bring all the criminals to the book so that they are produced before the justice. And at the same time, we do need what Mr. Gaur was saying. These things are very, very important, because we need to sensitize people. We need to sensitize retired people. And then we need to improve our KYC systems, and the last verification through OTP or whatever it is, that needs to be done properly so that more people may not fall. But at the outset, I want to say that in this case, as I am very much upset with it, Patiala police has now full responsibility to go into the details, look for the backward and forwarded linkage, and if there are banks involved and anybody involved, they need to be brought to the book.
All right. I really pray for the family and for Mr. Chahal himself that he gets back to normalcy at the earliest, and at least this pushes our agencies to take more concrete measures and crack down on cybercrime. A quick word, and my doubt is, are bank officials also involved? Could we really say, Kanishk, that bank insiders could be involved here?
No, bank insiders are not involved. A lot of times bank insiders don't follow proper procedures for doing KYC and verification checks. Just in the name of creating more bank accounts. Private banks, a lot of times open accounts far quickly without doing the proper KYC checks. That's one of the biggest issues. And that is a RBI non-compliance. So private banking, a lot of times in the name of meeting their sales numbers, just open accounts, and then these accounts are mule accounts which are opened. The other part which plays an extremely important role is this crime would be perpetrated from another state. Now the state police, which will have to work closely with Patiala police, needs to cooperate better, because a lot of time local police knows where the crime is happening from. And if they inform the cyber criminal group, that cyber criminal group will disappear before the Patiala police reaches there. This is one of the biggest issues that I have found. The local police must support and bring down these cyber criminals, because we know the pockets in this country where these cyber criminals operate from. Even from that number, WhatsApp number, you can find the geolocation where this cyber criminal is sitting. But it is ultimately the job of the local police to provide support to Patiala police, which is going to be extremely critical.
How this investigation goes forward. It's an IPS officer, no less than that, who's fallen a prey to cybercrime. Thanks very much, both of you, for joining us. I really appreciate. We slip into a short break. We're coming back on the other side on a lot of buzz around the income tax department now having access to your emails and social media accounts, and they have all the liberty to scrutinize it. What's really the truth? We'll come back with the fact.